Hello again, Lon. Um, my family, let's just say my family. I'm half asleep here. You got to forgive me. I am going to chat a little bit about Quentin Simons. I cannot quit thinking about this poor baby laying out in the landfill field. It just breaks my heart. So first, I'm going to start off with law enforcement. So, like I said before, I was in the military and I was a firefighter, paramedic on the fire department, the volunteer fire department. And, I have several friends that are police officers, and I feel that they do a good job, and a lot of our police officers throughout the country do a good job. I don't feel that way about Chucky, but I do feel that way about what's going on down in Georgia. Let me explain. In this case, I feel like they are all attempting to do the right thing. They have a huge poster of Quentin at the station, and they have to walk by the poster, they have to look at it and be reminded that this is their job right now, and they have to get justice for Quentin. Poor little baby Quentin. Oh gosh. Several of the police officers and the chief said it inspires them to get justice for him. And you can see in the police chief's eyes and his face that, he's sincere. I believe he's sincere. Law enforcement was catching some hell for taking so long to get into the landfill and to arrest Leilani, or however you say her name. First of all, to be able to get into the landfill, you have to get warrants. You have to get the team together. This isn't something you can say, boom, okay, you go in and start digging through the garbage. That's not how it works. And you wouldn't want it to work that way, because by the time we got to trial, everything would be compromised. They would just say, well, they just sent Joe Blow in and, they were just going through the trash and, they found this or they found that, and they didn't even get warrants to go and search the landfill. And then Leilani walks free, and we don't want her to walk free. We want her to sit in a jail cell and rot for the rest of her life as she thinks about the things she's done to that poor little innocent boy. Breaks my heart. You look at his face and his little eyes, and I would just give anything to have been able to save him. Okay, so let me see if you can't have people who, you have to have people who are trained to search through this and trained how to, handle this stuff, and what's important and what's not important, what to look for, what not to look for. All these kinds of things can be thrown out of court if they're not done correctly, and we don't want that to happen. Just like Debbie Collier, they said this is not going to be a sprint, this is going to be a marathon. So, and we don't want it to be a sprint. Yeah, sure. We all want to see her arrested. We want to see her held accountable for the horrible things she did. And we want to see Billy held accountable for allowing this to happen, because this baby was in her care too. Let's see. It's all heartbreaking. Leilani is a monster. We don't know what she had done to him before she put him in that dumpster. We don't know what she put him in. We don't know what she did. I'm not saying it out loud, before she put him in there, but she was seen putting something in the dumpster. That was 9 days ago. And, it's kind of warm during the day in Georgia, and there is decomposition, and probably no longer be a recovery of a body, but oh, it's so sad. It'll be a long search through that landfill, and I feel sorry for the guys who do it because it's not going to be any fun. I don't mean just digging through the garbage. I mean, they're all probably thinking this could be, my child, and I have to get this right. And it's going to be devastating to them. Back in my day, long time ago, there once were credible reporters. There were reporters that, went down the line and they reported, they reported what was happening on this side, the positive side, and they were reporting what happened on this side, which was the negative side, and they tried to remain biased. When you're a reporter, you're not supposed to put your opinion in there. You're supposed to report the facts, and we all know that news and reporters nowadays do not do that, and neither do YouTubers. So now it's all about the money and getting people to watch it. It's all about money. How many people are going to watch this? What's going to make them watch it? The same with YouTube. I don't want to be that kind of person that gives. I just want to be the kind of person that gives both sides, and puts both perspectives out there. And then hopefully you can come to your own decision. Don't be a follower. Be a leader. Don't follow someone else, because they're like, oh yeah, those cops aren't doing their job. She should have been arrested a long time ago. No, we can't do things like that. Don't follow that narrative. Have the guts to, listen to both sides of it and make your own decisions. Gosh, so many people are like sheep out there. I don't get it. I'm all for throwing her in jail. And I wish they would I wish they'd actually throw her to me, because it would be much worse if they threw that girl to me, because it wouldn't be pretty. But I want to see her go to jail and the key thrown away. Truckee law enforcement is corrupt. I believe they're corrupt. But this law enforcement and police chief, I think they care, and they want to find all the evidence to convict and lock her away forever. I don't really like to talk about people, but there are YouTubers that are doing things that are they're just not right. It's like, and they create more problems than they solve. And it's all about money, and it's all about getting you to click on their channel. And that's really sad. That really breaks my heart, because, you're in it for the wrong reasons. You got to be in it to find justice for these people, for these babies that don't have a voice. And, evidently they don't have a family that gives a shit about them. It just breaks my heart. So I really don't like seeing the YouTube stuff like that out there, and I'm not going to go into detail about it. I'm sure you understand. What it kind of reminds me of, what's going on out in Georgia right now, out in front of that house. What it reminds me of is way back in the days when there were witch hunts. And it actually makes me sick, because does that make us a better person by, being happy, to see someone else go through all this ugliness? Does it really make you happy? I mean, I'm going to be happy to see her go to jail, but I'm not the kind of person, that's out there screaming, burn her, hang her, cut her head off. Oh yeah, I want to watch this, I, want to be there when this happens. I want to see it. And that's what it kind of has that feel, and only our Lord has, the right, to determine who's right or wrong, only the Lord can make that call, we can't. It's not up to us to find the find the justice, but, not, hurt other people when you're doing so as much as we want to. I just don't think that's right. I'm actually embarrassed for some of the YouTubers. They're not professional at all. I think their heart may be in the right place, but I'm just giving them the benefit of the doubt. I wish I could have saved that little boy. He was so innocent and beautiful. He is in heaven, and in my mind, Kylie is looking after him, and they're walking hand in hand. Oh, it's so sad. Once you arrest someone, from the time that you arrest them, you have so many days before you take it to the next level. And if you don't have all your I's dotted and your T's crossed, you can blow it and she walks. And we don't want to see that happen. Let's see. You have to move forward. If you do not have all of your evidence, then it can all get thrown out of court. So, you have to get all of that compiled. You can't, jump the gun and, go and arrest her as much as they want to. Right now, she can be arrested. She can probably be arrested for several things, like violation of probation and child abuse, because of the, bruising and him getting his head busted and things like that. But, to, put her away forever, we have to get it right. And I think law enforcement is doing their best. I believe they're attempting to do it the right way. They know where Leilani is, and it's not at Billy Joe's, but they have an eye on her. They're not going to let her walk away from this. They're doing it the right way. And they're building their case. So that's all we can ask of them. I think they have the determination and the dedication to find him and give him his final resting place that he deserves. They still have to work on their investigation, and we don't want a botched or flawed investigation. We want it to be perfect. The chief is strong. I think he's a really strong guy, and he has his convictions. He appears confident in getting Quentin justice, and I believe that with all my heart. So with all that being said, pray for that little guy, and I pray they find him so he can rest and go to heaven with our Lord. And I just hope that, in our hearts we want to get justice, but we don't want violence. We don't want, we don't want to see that ugliness and, the hate and create negativity. We want it to be a positive outcome, but we want to be kind people in the same hand, right? At least I hope we do. That's all I have for today. I gotta go get some sleep, and I hope y'all have a blessed day. Thanks for listening.